Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kent, and this is Fanatically Speaking. And I had to get this episode on Bam Adebayo's 83-point night. Was it a great night, or was it just a bad opponent? So we're going to get into it. First off, Bam Adebayo goes off on the Washington Wizards, 83 points, and a 150-129 win. He shoots 20 of 43 shooting, which is 47% for the game, 7 for 22 three-point range, and 36 for 43 at the foul line. Now, fun stats on this, his previous career high was 41 points, which is damn near what he had in free throws during his big night, which was 36, as I just mentioned. Other thing, 17 had been his highest free throw attempts this season in a game. He had 44 attempts in December and 45 in November. Let that sink in. 17 in a game was the most this season. In 2 different months, he had basically the same as he had last night with 43 attempts at the line. A lot of foul calls, which is weird. Most teams shoot about that many in a game. Go look at stats of any game.
Hey, Kent, I'm sorry.
What?
I let this go. Hold on. I let this go on long enough.
Okay.
Are you about to fix your face to try to dump on a guy who scored 83 points in an NBA game? Is that what's happening right now? And I'm sorry, everybody. My name's Log Off. I'm making an appearance one more time because Kent about to start talking real crazy. Is that what you're about to do? Are you fixing your face to do that right now, sir?
I'm not. I mean, I'm just pointing out stats.
It sure sounds like you are, Kent.
Yeah. So let me finish my stat. Can I finish my stats?
Please. I let it go. I let it go on for another 30 seconds, and I'm like, I know this man's not about to do it. Go on. What you got?
So I gotta just really, like I said, go off on these stats, and then we can get into a conversation.
Sure.
All right. So like I said, most teams shoot that in a game with the foul shots. The Wizards, during this game, shot 29. So just Bam by himself, 43. Wizards, 29. So also, if you can do the math, 83 points, 36 of those were free throws. So all I'm saying is probably should have been about a 50, 60-point game, not an 83-point game. Couple small little stats also that I found today. Most minutes in a game this season was that game, 42 minutes. Now before, the most was 40. Normally he's in the 30s. Most shots taken before this big game was 27. So he took 43. Okay, 16 more. Still a lot. I did see a lot of the highlight. I ain't going to sit here and claim I watched the Miami Heat game. But I did look at a lot of the highlights, and they wanted to show the highlight that I watched was every point that he scored. Now, they left out one little small detail was the fouls that were called. They showed him shooting the free throws. They didn't show the foul. Now, I seen a few on some highlights, and I was like, little sketch. All right. So also I want to just point out that looking at those highlights and that part of the game, it looked like he had a really good first quarter, which I think he scored like 31 in the first quarter. He was knocking down threes, which he has improved this season. Actually, the last 2 seasons, if you go look, he's hitting a lot more threes in games, something that he's added. There was some good plays, no gimmies. So, see, I'm not even negative Log Off. I'm showing you, like, I'm giving him the good. A really good first quarter, 31, okay? And like I said, no gimmies. He was taking it to them. They were playing defense. I'm not going to knock them there, But like I said, then I saw some highlights of the Heat trying to miss free throws. so Bam could get the rebound and pass Kobe. I mean, why they stop there? Go for Wilt. If you're gonna go for it, go for it all. You know what I mean? Let's just go for it all. But they didn't do that. They went for Kobe, R.I.P. And same for Wilt. But anyways, like I said, I wanted to look at those stats and just like I said, my big question was it a good game? Was it a bad team? I'm not blaming Bam. Like I said, it was he did what he did. He put the ball in the basket when he got his chances. Now, lowest percentage I think in history for a game that high of scoring. It's not his fault. The Wizards, as Stephen A. copied, because I got my notes. I could send this to Stephen A. that I did this. I can timestamp it. The Wizards are trash. Not his fault. They are a G League team. I don't want to go. I don't want to get into comments yet, but I took this also another way. And I'm gonna let you talk before I take my other take. My take was on the game, and then I want to get into. It's a small part of this as a league, but when coaches were asked about this, I think it's Brian O'Keefe, the Wizards coach, he was saying the fourth quarter wasn't even a real basketball game with the fouls and the Miami Heat's approach to pad Bam's big night. Ime Udoka. The Rockets coach was also asked about it in his press conference, just telling everybody about an 83-point night. He wasn't impressed. He basically said, I'm not impressed. Kelly Oubre pointed out that Joel Embiid did his 70 points in 3 quarters. Now, my take on that is really easy. It's, Embiid probably couldn't even play any longer because his body is so fragile, but he's give out from scoring 70 points in 36 minutes. I do have more on the NBA side of it. So again, like I said, was it a great night or was it just a bad opponent and a bad game? Log off. The microphone is yours.
Listen, thank you. I appreciate you having me back on. This is I'm gonna blowtorch through a lot of things, all right? And because you touched on a lot of stuff, and
I did,
and things like this, instances like this that happen in sports they're big and they're important, and I feel like there's like a rush to be a contrarian where people want to pretend as if they're not impressed. 83 points in a game is incredible. Period. Mm-hmm. Don't care how you do it. That's number one.
Yes.
You mentioned the amount of free throws that he took. The volume of the free throws that he took was absurd. However, let's just say 25% of those fouls were garbage. That means the other 75% were legit fouls in which he needed to shoot free throws on. So let's just say 1 in every 4 calls was bad. Are you shocked by that, kid? It's the NBA. They make bad calls all the damn time. They miss calls all the time. So that is encompassed with the fact that everybody knows that he was gunning for the record. He was gunning for something big. We didn't know what he was going to get. And I'm going to take out everybody. I'm going to take out Ime Udoka. I'm going to take out your boy Victor the Alien. I'm going to take out, what's the kid's name? He plays for Philly. He was talking about Embiid. Embiid scored 70, and he only did it in 3 quarters.
It was Kelly Oubre.
Oubre. Name escaped me. My mistake. Oubre. Embiid. He got 70, and he only did it in 3 quarters. Oubre, shut the hell up, because let me tell you something that I know about Embiid. I know that dude don't have great stamina. He was probably exhausted out of his mind. Couldn't play the 4th quarter because he couldn't get his ass up and down the court anyway. So who knows if he would have scored another basket. Because we all know, especially back then, Embiid wasn't in the best of shape. Just going to say that out there. The other thing is this. We've seen gimmicks like this specifically in basketball. And I'm going to take this back to something that I'm pretty sure that you remember. You are a basketball fan. You are a fan of what takes place in the Charlotte, North Carolina region. Do you remember an infamous game in 2008? It was by a little known college program close by, Davidson College. Okay, they had a player on their team by the name of Stephen Curry, and they played against Loyola, Maryland. And the head coach for that team literally had Stephen Curry double teamed the entire game, lost in dramatic fashion. But his goal was to stop Steph Curry from going off. That was his mission. Mm-hmm. Davidson ended up winning that game by 30. But that coach's mission from the opening tip was to not let Steph Curry beat them. So they literally played 3-on-4 the rest of the game and then allowed Davidson to win by 30. Okay? We've seen gimmicks like this where things start to happen in a game where you don't want something historic to happen, or you want something historic to happen, so you alter everything and throw it out the window. You mentioned Bam's free throw attempts. All of that went out the window. You mentioned his minutes played. All of that goes out the window. And something that I'm sure you were going to touch on too is, aside from Bam being the player who got this record, him not being an offensive juggernaut type scorer, was more impressive to me was the fact that it was actually done with him in a Miami Heat jersey. Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley don't play this shit. They don't care about these types of things. So to see them take a step back and go, whoa, 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 something major is happening here, and we're witnessing it live. I'm going to take a step back. Everybody out there on the floor with Bam, and he was out there playing with nobodies. I'm sure you've seen some of that third and fourth quarter foot. He was out there with guys, the 13th and 14th man on the roster, out there getting minutes. And the goal was get Bam the ball, let Bam get his shots up. So I don't like the, hey, I'm going to be the contrarian. This wasn't a legit 83-point. I know he beat Kobe's record. But if anybody watched that Kobe 81-point game, it is not a mirror image of this. Kobe did it with much more style, much more flash. Offensively, he's a better player to watch score the basketball, and he has been his entire career. We'll never be able to take that from Kobe. But I think a lot of the fury, anger, frustration, the despise that people are looking at this 83-point game with comes from the fact that he happened to beat Kobe's record. So that's just my take on it. I'm confident in everything that I said. Mm-hmm. I don't plan on taking one step off of anything that I've mentioned. Mm-hmm. And I don't like he did it, but how did he do it? Record books aren't going to remember that. His name is going to be right alongside Wilt, right alongside Kobe's. You know, I know your boy, you're a Spurs fan. I think David doesn't David Robinson have a 70-something point game?
He does.
Luka got a 70-something point game. Somebody else had a really, and then more recently, Phoenix Devin Booker got a 70 point. Like, it happens. These things happen.
Well, yeah,
I'm
going to touch on that.
Cool. Yeah, and all I'm saying is that those guys had an opportunity to get 83 the same way that Bam did. No matter how he did it, he was able to do it. And if it's such a, but he did it, it's not that impressive, then everybody who said those things, I want to see them go out there and try to beat the record. It happens. It was an NBA game, and I know that the Wizards suck. But I mean, if they didn't want the dude to get the record, I mean, they could have just forfeited the game and say, you know what, this dude ain't going to break no records on us. I'll pull everybody off this court and we'll just give up. But they didn't. They stayed out there. They tried to play. They were trying to foul him to stop him from scoring, which is another reason why he got all the free throw attempts up that he got up. I don't want to stain that dude's record. I just don't. 83 is 83. He did it in an NBA game. There's been about 4,400 NBA players in history ever. And he just happens to be the guy that has the second highest total. So there's a lot of great guys who had that ball in their hands and played up on a court the same size, against various levels of competition for the same amount of time limit that Bam did, and ain't none of them got 83 except for Wilt. That's all I got.
Okay. No, I agree with you there. Like I said, I wanted to just name the stats or put them out there because it was, and again, to score 83, your stats have to be inflated a little bit, right?
He was gunning.
Yes.
And by the way, and not to cut you off, the only reason why I wanted to say that specifically about the stats is you may not be doing it, but other people will absolutely be looking at the stats as a way to justify trashing him for gunning for the record. So that's why I kind of wanted to get ahead of it. The stats are what they are. They're in the record books. But at the end of the day, the dude got 83. And there's plenty of guys that can take 40-something shots and take 40-something free throws. And maybe they get 83 and maybe they don't. But this guy just so happened to.
Yes, and as I mentioned, I named all the stuff. I know you thought I was coming off negative, which a little bit, just to say, there's something to some of it, right? But as I said, he did still have to take advantage of the shots he was given, right? Whether it be free throws, open lanes, bad defense, whatever the case may be, he still did it. And like I said, the credit is all for him. It is historic. It goes in the history books. As we mentioned, the Wizards are basically a G League team. And Brian Keefe, if he has such a problem with it, my take was going to be on him as well then have your team play defense and stop them. Like, they're still in the NBA. They should still be able to stop one guy, like you mentioned with Curry. Like, do whatever you got to take. Whatever it takes to stop them at some point, maybe 5-on-1 and just let anybody else score. I don't know.
Agreed. And like I said, and listen, if they would have resorted to, hey, we just going to double Bam for the rest of this game and stop him when he gets to 50 or 60 something, when it became evident that he was gunning for the record, I would have had no problem with that. And another thing that could have helped the Wizards too is if they had let's just say a comparable 7-foot talent that was actually playing in the middle of the, maybe a player like that. I don't know. Maybe he's on their roster, but he's injured or something. I don't know. But if his ass was out there, I think it may have been a little more difficult for Bam to go off the way that he did.
And that takes me to my next point. To go at the NBA a little bit, right? This is another mark on the league for tanking, right? The Wizards are in front of our eyes and have been tanking, whether it be resting players, trading for guys who are injured, air quotes, so they don't get hurt this year because there's nothing to play for, things like that. So I think I took it as another mark on tanking for the league. And once again, Adam Silver hit us up. We can fix it.
Please.
I'm telling you, we can fix it. We got two episodes that we went over it, that I went over it. I guess the NBA though, again, I'm gonna go to something else in a minute. So NBA again, this is a pattern. It's a growing pattern again of bad teams tanking, whatever you want to call it, and bad defense, right? So we brought up those other guys. So Kobe did it. He scored 81 in 2006. Booker scored 70 in 2017. 5 guys, including Bam, have done it since 2023, 70 or more points.
What do you attribute that to?
I attribute it to the league. One, guys not trying.
Okay.
And that they want it offensive driven, right? They don't let you play defense like you used to. All that. This is the LeBron, don't blow in my ear and I'll fall down era. So you got Bam, you got Luka, Donovan Mitchell, Dame Lillard, and Joel Embiid are the 5 since 2023. That's 5 guys that have scored over 70 in the last 3-4 seasons. That's crazy. I like I said, it's just insane to me. All those guys. I'm not going to go into the stats. I do want to get into the Kobe game just for a fun comparison later, but all those other guys, most of them had a pretty good night, right? Like getting to 70. You know, Luka had an insane stat shooting. I think he was 25 of 33, 8 for 13 threes. Mm-hmm. None of them had 43 free throws, by the way. And I think they were in like the 20s. And like I said, not going over all the stats. Mitchell, decent game shooting. Dame, not terrible. Booker, a little worse. Embiid, he took a 41 shots. And I get it, right? I mean, like you said, to score, you got to do a lot. You got to score a lot. I will say, take this however you want. Bam Adebayo is a really good player. All-star, Olympic, right? Yes. Medalist. Yep. All those great things. Top three scorers now in NBA history in a game: Wilt, Bam, and Kobe. One is not like the others. Okay. I mean, take that what you want. It is what it is. Like I don't want it to be that. Like such a knock, but I promise you that when people do look at the history books and you see like, oh yeah, Luka, he is a great, or you know, maybe. I mean, he is, but he's definitely thought of more than Bam, right? Devin Booker, borderline, right? Embiid is great, MVP, but obviously, like we talked about, fragile, hurt all the time. But he did do it. Donovan Mitchell, he's a star, right? Is he above Booker? You tell me. Booker's played. Booker's played in the finals.
He has played in the finals.
Dame Lillard is, you know, even though he hasn't, he is a great, right? I think, and but, you know, the only other thing I want to say about this is, at the moment, the NBA. I'm gonna go right back to the NBA real quick, and I'll let you come back and talk about whatever you want. I have a feeling. I'm not saying this was fixed. I'm not like, hey, look, gambling goes on, all kinds of crazy things in sports nowadays. Isn't it funny though? So the NBA, I talked about on the one episode, they're trying to do something, right? Get butts in seats, right? They have really high prices for tickets. They, players are resting, tanking, all these things, right? They got a problem. Grab the people's attention. Take a random NBA player and have them score 83 points. Just so happened to happen right after they halted Atlanta Hawks Magic City night. You know what I mean? That was their plan to get butts in seats. But now they said, nah, we're gonna get their attention. So maybe they'll come watch another. They'll think someone else randomly will score 80 points in a game.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this the first appearance of Conspiracy Kent on the podcast? Is this the first time Conspiracy Kent? The people don't know about Conspiracy Kent. Conspiracy Kent is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. All right, my man. Welcome back.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
You're right.
Okay, so
I mean, Adam Silver. I mean, he is on the up and up, right? I mean, he's really sticking it to the Clippers.
Adam Silver's never been involved in any nefarious, tumultuous behavior at all whatsoever. His hands are totally clean, I'm sure. Adam Silver, reach out to your boy. So I'm going to touch on really quick everything you said. Mm-hmm. So you mentioned the fact that these high point totals seem to be fairly recent. You said that you attributed it to teams not playing great defense. I attribute it to the difference in metrics starting with the early 2010s Phoenix Suns, where they shifted their entire offenses to points per 100 possessions. Since then, increasingly, steadily, year after year, you can check it from like 2012, 2013 on. Points per possession have gone up statistically year over year to the point where now I want to say it's somewhere about I don't know, 115 points per possession per 100 possessions, where in the 90s it was closer to low 90 points per game. So guys are just scoring more points. They're volume shooters. Obviously, we know the 3-point onslaught that's taken place that's got people like James Harden, who was never really declared as a fantastic 3-point shooter, skyrocketing up 3-point records and taking out legends on his way. So there's always going to be a shift in as players get better over time. I think that attributes to guys, like you said, Lillard and Booker, just being able to shoot threes and accumulate more points in smaller times without using so much energy.
Okay.
That's the other thing. Bam, in terms of the NBA using this moment to their benefit. Bam's not a big name. He is not a household name. And I think you'll agree with this. This will be his shining moment of his career. I don't care if he wins a championship. I think this will be this was his moment for his career. This was his career defining moment. This is what he'll be most remembered for. And even though he's been a good player, like you said, Olympian and all that, not all world talent. But before this, the thing that he was most known for was the block on Tatum. Crazy block. I mean, picturesque. It was picture perfect, palm on ball, get this dunk the hell out of here block. That would have been his crowning achievement. This supersedes that. And I say all that to say, when you look at what the guy did, how he did it doesn't matter. Because everybody who steps on an NBA court has the opportunity to go out and do things like this. The last thing I want to say to kind of hammer a point home was you mentioned that there's a lot of teams tanking, which is why we would like Adam Silver to reach out to us so we can help him fix that problem.
Yeah, or listen to the show.
We might have to send this to him or something. But the thing about bad teams that I actually like when things like this happen is it gives us the opportunity to point you out for the pieces of garbage that you really are. And I just want you to imagine that every single time the Sacramento Kings take the court, the Utah Jazz take the court, the Wizards take the court, teams that it's obvious that they're just tanking for the rest of the year, they go out there and the best player tries to get a career high on them every single night. I guarantee you that these teams that are tanking, they start to change the way that they're looking at it. Because these guys got to live with it. And I want to have some fun with this because I got a fantastic question for you, but I think I'm going to keep it in my pocket for now. I think you got a little bit more. I think we can close the show with it, but I got a great question for you I don't think you're going to see coming.
Okay. Yeah. I jogged my memory. I'm going to give Bam some credit here because one of those top scoring games that happened over 70, it wasn't one of the recent ones. David Robinson.
I mentioned David Robinson.
Yeah, you did. Mm-hmm. So we talk about them feeding Bam, right?
Yes.
In this game was the last game of the season, and they were playing the Clippers. And this was the 90s, so 94, the Clippers were trash. And they were trying to get David Robinson the scoring title.
There you go.
That's why he scored 71 points.
Okay, and I'm sorry, and what year was that?
1994.
94. Did the internet exist back then?
It did not.
Did all these internet haters, these internet tough guys? You sure? You sure?
It would have. Yeah, it was not even. Now I had heard that before.
Okay,
I knew it, but I don't think it was obviously again. It was a different time. Everybody was just like, "Oh my God, David Robinson, 71 points, greatest thing I've ever seen." And again, he was shooting 26 of 41. He hit 1 3 in that game, by the way. So we can figure out the rest with the math. So yeah, I wanted to just point that out. That credit, as you mentioned, I not that I was saying I had a problem. I just wanted to point out things here and there, and you can come up with your own conclusion with the stats and the conspiracies and all that. But yeah, so again, credit to Bam. He did it. And, like I say, yeah, you're right. His greatest moment ever.
This is it. This is his career-defining moment. And I do have something, again, that's fun.
Okay.
If you just want to dive right into it, we can. So I'm going to ask you a question, and it's in comparison to Kobe's 81-point game.
Okay, because I got takes on that. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you go ahead and rip on that.
All right, so I really just wanted to compare this 83 to Kobe's 81 because, like you said, a lot of people, that's the one that bothers them the most. And it is two different games. Again, the Heat, 37 and 29 right now. The Wizards, what I say they are?
16 to 48.
Yeah. All right. So Kobe's happened in January of 2006. Sorry.
Yes, 06.
Yeah, 06. 81. We all remember it. And funny about this game, 122, 104. Decent game. Toronto Raptors. Lakers trailed at halftime 63 to 49. As you mentioned, two different games because the Lakers were in it. They were down. They had to come back. Kobe had to turn on hey guys, I'm taking over. And he did. His stats were great. At the time of this game, the Raptors were 14 and 26. With decent players though, and I'm going to name them all. The Lakers, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, at game time. No, I'm sorry. Yes, Raptors were 14 and 26. The Lakers were 21 and 19. So middle of the road. And
500
the Raptors
team,
Yeah. Okay. Now, the Raptors finished the season 27 and 55. The Lakers would finish 45 and 37. Similar, right? Kind of, right? Wizards are going to be worse than these Raptors. The Raptors roster, though, again, Kobe doing this against way better players than the Wizards had. Jalen Rose, the most famous one, because it bothers him so much that Kobe dropped the 81. Chris Bosh, a young Chris Bosh, but a very good Chris Bosh. Veteran Antonio Davis, Morris Peterson. I threw in Matt Bonner, a little spur love. Charlie Villanueva, Eric Williams, Alvin Williams, Derek Martin, Mike James, kind of some veteran role players. But that's a pretty good. You can sit there and say though that Raptors roster is better than that Wizards roster that was playing last night or at the game, right?
True.
The Lakers,
and here's the thing: the Wizards and a contrast between the two is no one would have accused that Toronto Raptors team of tanking. We all know that the Wizards are clearly tanking.
Exactly. So, like I said, huge differences in the Kobe game and Bam game. And then you got the Lakers. Kobe, you mentioned who Bam was playing with late in the game or even during the game. Just look, it wasn't like they played a bunch of guys. I mean, they're playing the Wizards, which, again, it's not tanking for the Heat. But they looked at that game and said, hey, you get a rest tonight. You get to rest tonight. You get to rest tonight because you were playing the Washington Wizards. So whoever paid to see that game, you got your money's worth ultimately because Bam Adebayo scored 83. You know what I mean? So it worked out. But other nights, that is not always the case in the NBA. Lakers, though. Here's who was on Kobe Bryant's roster that night that he was playing with. A Smush Parker. Kwame Brown. Chris Mim. Luke Walton. Devin George. I believe at this point, an old Aaron McKee. A very young Andrew Bynum, his second year. He had not actually come in his own. And Lamar Odom. Pre-Kardashian. So this was tough for the Lakers. Two for Kobe. This was after Shaq, before Powell. So, he didn't know what he was doing. Lakers were kind of, again, middle of the road. I mean, I looked at that today and I'm like, damn, 45 and 37. That's a hell of a job with that crummy roster. But Kobe, though, again, like we mentioned about shooting, again, we can never argue that Kobe and Bam, who's better. But obviously, Kobe had a better game. I mean, stats, 28 for 46. He shot 46 times. He hit 28. 7 for 13 threes. 18 to 20 free throws. And again, not that there was going to be an argument, but again, two different games. And you can look at the rosters however you want. I mean, the time of the game is about the same time of the year. I mean, we're about a month or so off. But very much different. one competitive game, and then just one where it's a part of the NBA's problem. Again, don't take away from Bam. 83 is 83. What do you have? Log off.
Listen, this might be the most confusing episode I've ever done with you, because you keep saying that you're not trying to take anything away from Bam, but it sure as hell sounds like it. And it sounds like every point that you make, you saying it with like no disrespect at the beginning of it. It's like, hey man, no disrespect. And then listen, and that's just how I hear it.
As Jim Rome says, when people say no disrespect, normally it's followed by disrespect.
Disrespect is absolutely intended. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to succumb to what the internet wants this to be. I'm the social media hater, remember?
That's right.
Remember, I'm the social media hater, everyone. I don't do the social media stuff. It's not for me. I don't live that life. I don't care. If you're on the internet, you ain't real to me, okay? So I'm not going to turn this into Bam comparison to Kobe. I refuse. I'm not going to do it. Bam got more points than Kobe. Take that to the bank. That's all I know. And so for me, that is solidified. It's not about who actually had the better game, and what the level of competition was for me. But where I want to have some fun is something that you touched on, and this is going to be great. And it's not going to land the same just because it's not going to have the same type of heat, no pun intended. Who is the Jalen Rose on this Wizards team that we gonna clown for the rest of their career for letting Bam drop 83 on them? Who the hell is it? I don't know none of these dudes. Will Riley? Alex Sarr? Trey Johnson?
Sarr had the best night.
Will Riley's a forward and played 40 minutes, dog. Come on, like it was.
Sarr's probably the one. I mean, all the veterans, they didn't play. No Trey Young, no Anthony Davis. That might be all they have. I think Alex
Sarr played 20 minutes.
I think D'Angelo Russell refuses to play for this team. So, Sarr, if he becomes what he's supposed to become, then it's gonna have to be him. I mean, again, these other guys, I don't know, but good for Will Riley though. By the way, I think he's the kid. He's the one that looks like a baby. They got a guy.
He does. He's really young looking. Yeah.
Yeah, and like when you watch him in person, or like on TV, like I think when I was playing the Hornets, they were like, I think at the time he'd been 19, and they were like, he is 19 and he looks 19. Like
yes,
like he looks like a baby. But hey, good for him. Big night for him against Miami. So
he did okay. Listen,
not 83, but
20 years old. 6'9". I mean, clearly he can play. I mean, I don't know how great he's going to be, but somebody is going to have to be the Jalen Rose. So okay, so we could go either. I guess right now we'll just make an executive decision. It's going to either be Will Riley or Alex Sarr. The only pass I'm going to give to Alex Sarr was he only played half the game. He only played 20 minutes. But
he was in a lot of highlights getting worked.
I mean, he was getting cooked. And he's also 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
And the other thing is let me look. I got to see how much. Let me see how much I got in my wallet. I think I got just over $100 in my wallet. And I would put that $100 up right now if I could slide it across the table, and I could have Alex Sarr's phone for about 10 minutes so I can go through his text messages, because Alex Sarr is a Frenchman, and I know that Victor Wembanyama blew up his text messages to say, how the hell you let Bam get 83 on you? I know his text was getting blown up. Like, dude, how are you going to insult this entire nation of France? How are you going to insult us by letting this happen like this? At your 7-foot ass.
Hey, not to put more conspiracy, but you mentioned he only played 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Why? Did he
tell
quit?
me. You tell
Did he
me.
quit? He had 28. Hell, if he'd have played 40, he might have had 60.
Well, but here's the thing. You said it yourself in the highlights. He was getting cooked. Get his big ass out of there.
But I mean, we're stumbling on this stuff that is not even really relevant. But is it like 20 minutes? Why did he give up? Who did they put in after that? I mean, like you said, like they don't have. I'm looking at their roster. These guys aren't big. Like, I mean, he had 28 in 20 minutes. He didn't foul out. I don't think he got hurt. So again, NBA, we gonna fine the Wizards? I mean, we gonna give them a fine? They still. I mean, what are we doing here? That's sketchy stuff. Like, that's sketchy. Cause why you just give up? Because Bam's working you for 31 in the first quarter.
I mean, yeah, and like I said, he was having a good game. He went 12 for 19.
Yeah, 28. I mean, that's 20 minutes.
Dude, he went 12. Hold on, you ready for this? He went 12 for 19. He went 4 of 7 from 3.
There again, he could have had 50, 60.
He could have. But I'm just saying.
Or they rested him.
I mean, listen, it happened. You know what? Yes, Alex Sarr, you are the Jalen Rose. I'm just gonna call it. Yeah,
you're a disgrace to France.
Yeah, to the whole nation. And I'm telling you,
not that they're known for being tough.
I know Wemby's letting them. I know Wemby's letting them have it. Look here, no. You don't you do that. Don't you do it. Wait a minute. Are you trying to say that the only tough 7-foot Frenchman is Wemby? Is that what you're trying to say?
Hey, like I mentioned, man, the Pistons, they banged and beat the hell out of him, man, and he took it. But he's an alien, so
he is an alien.
I think he dropped down to France or something. I don't think he. Yeah, I don't think. He's not originally from France. He dropped down. He's an alien.
Okay, all right. You say he transferred in, kind of like how Giannis came from Nigeria, went to Greece. Gotcha. Okay, no, I feel you. Well, okay, not a native Frenchman. Okay,
Wemby came from space though. So.
He's a monster. The spaceship landed.
He looks like a damn Monstar from Space Jam. But Tony Parker, he's crying with all his women. I think he's married now, but Brent Berry's wife.
Oh. Don't get me started on Tony Parker.
I'm glad. Yeah. Good to have fun again on here. Not that I'm not having fun by myself, but man, Log Off, it's so good to have you on the show.
I'm just a dude, man. When this came up, I'm like, you know what, Kent, let's just do it. This was spur of the moment. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to do this again for sure. I appreciate you having me on, and next time I come on, I'll try to come up with whatever defense I can for Rudy Gobert. As another fellow 7-foot Frenchman, who is deemed soft.
The weakest defensive player of the year ever.
Now we can replace it with Alex Sarr. Alex Sarr is the new Jalen Rose.
That's right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So thank you. Log Off. This is another episode of Fanatically Speaking today with Kent and Log Off. You can listen to the show, all podcast outlets. It's everywhere. You can even listen on YouTube, no video. You can also follow the show on social media. Log Off does not. He stays off social. But you can go on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, follow the show, catch up on episodes, see what's out there. Every once in a while, I'll do some videos. Very rarely, but sometimes. And so like the show, follow the show, share, tell a friend, all that fun stuff. Whatever device you listen on, tap that app. And for this episode, for Kent and Log Off, we are out.